Welcome to Blowing Solutions Wide Open, where we're talking about all things spiritual as well as creating new systems in the area of healthcare, finance, government, education, and new environmental practices. My name is Addie Halkin. If you think that you have ideas or things to share in any of the areas I just mentioned, please feel free to email blowingsolutionswideopen@gmail.com, or you can put the word guest in the comment section of this video. Also, if you have other ideas around helping the planet or helping humanity in subjects that I did not just mention, I'd love to hear about it. And if you're not somebody that wants to be on a podcast, but you have an interest in getting alternative information out to more people, you can certainly leave that in the comment section of this video, or you can email me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things if you want to see more content. Today, I want to talk about a subject that is the hardest thing I've ever tried to make a video on. The first video I tried to make, I could not even get the words out, so bear with me. I opened this channel as a public service. I opened it recently, like maybe 4 months ago. And so I often don't have as many guests on as I'd like. I'm working on it. I'm sure it'll grow. But I basically I opened this channel to be helpful. The only selfish thing that I even ever had in my mind around opening this channel is I'd like to use it as a way to connect with more like-minded people. But other than that, this is very much about helping create solutions. And so as I often don't have the amount of guests that I'd like to have on, it's kind of up to me to bring the content, just to keep it relevant and to keep it, keep the momentum moving on the channel. So even though I do get tired of hearing myself for sure, I will say that my imagination is not broad enough to constantly come up with new content. So I often will go to my spirit team. Now, some people know what their spirit team is. They know the details of who they're talking to. I don't. I just know the information I get when I talk to spirit and talk to source. So, I've been going to my spirit team for content. Within the last month, I have heard the same answers over and over when I ask about what I should talk about, and I have been resisting. Because the number one thing that Source keeps bringing up to me that they want me to talk about has to do with the trafficking on the planet, in particularly um, trafficking that involves children. This is a hard subject for me because I have no personal experience with it. I don't know anyone that's ever told me that they have personal experience with this subject. So I'm not coming to you as an expert. I need to be transparent and let you know that, everything I'm talking about is hearsay. It's coming from source, and my communication with source, and it's coming from people that I listen to online, basically whistleblowers. And so there's a little bit of a confidence issue for me when I bring this up because again, it's not my area of expertise. So what I've been hearing from source is that they are very much, they're not pushing me, but they're very much encouraging me to get on here and talk about this because for source, they're very clear with me that this is the number one subject that they've been trying to get through to us. This is what they care about more than anything. This is what they're the most passionate about when it comes to this ascension. They would like to help us dig out of the ruts of trafficking. And it's a deep dark secret. We've all heard of trafficking. But we most of us have not been aware of the way it's really been going. Whenever I've heard about trafficking, I've always thought of it as like, off in a far, far distant land, like maybe the cartel or something. Like I didn't understand that it's literally right beneath our feet. And as I go on in this video, you'll understand why I'm saying it's literally right beneath our feet. Um, One of the things that Source has said to me is that uh, they can't, this is a free will planet. They can't come in here and fix this problem for us. The only thing they can do is work with us. So they need our consent. They need us to pair with them to help bring an end to this situation. It's been going on for probably far longer than I even know about. But it is a very heavy subject, and Spirit has been very clear that this is the deepest, darkest subject that we are trying to uproot on this planet right now. And there is a girl online. Her name is Allie Carter. She's about 30 years old. She's all over TikTok, and I believe she's on Instagram as well. And she is literally blowing the roof off this subject. She is her story is that she was trafficked from 3 months old on. She claims to be the biological daughter, I think, of Tupac. Um, and she's been to Diddy parties. She has more details than anybody could possibly ever imagine. That's part of why I know she's not lying. She, the stories are horrific. They are so hard to listen to. And she has said over and over, I cannot live in the same place at any given time. I have to be on the move all the time because of what a target I am. Because for the last, I believe, 4 or 5 years, she has been really out there putting this information out there. Um, this girl is very, very honest when you watch her posts. She will tell you that she's been diagnosed with dissociative disorder. Apparently, it's a mental condition that involves experiencing a loss of connection between thoughts, memories, feelings, surroundings, behavior, and identity. These conditions include escape from reality in a way that is unwanted or unhealthy. Um, who wouldn't have that if they'd been through what she's been through? I don't judge that. I think that's just honest, and I don't think that it makes her crazy or like a reliable source. And so the other thing I really like about listening to this girl around what's been going on the with the trafficking on this planet is that she is very clear that we are all getting too caught up in the details of the adults that are involved in this. She says, you guys, your focus is all off. She said, this is not about the adults. This is about the children. She says that over and over and over in her posts. And that has stuck with me very hard. I am in complete agreement with her. Of course, the adults need to be brought to justice. But ultimately we need to envision the children. That's what this is about. So I believe she is the reason that P. Diddy has been arrested. Guys, the whole P. Diddy thing, the news acts like this is new information. I can tell you right now, P. Diddy has been known about since before I even knew about conspiracies. He's been known about since he started his trafficking and all the other disgusting things he was involved with. Uh, this, as usual, the news is twisting this whole thing, but he is just the tip of the iceberg. He is by no means the only person involved with this. Um, and Allie Carter has been to Diddy parties. She gives a lot of information about that. Um, she talks about how there are underground tunnels all over the place, especially in California, that are leading to schools, schools that children go to. These underground tunnels are leading to celebrity homes, politician homes. Um, she talks about underground towns, and she's made it clear that she's very slowly releasing this information. She's got a lot of information and I think some proof. She's very slowly releasing this information because one, the courts and the law enforcement are still very corrupted. There's still a lot of people that are very bought and who are covering things up. So some of the people she's released information on have been totally released and covered up. And so she's being very strategic about how she's doing it. The other thing that she is concerned about when it comes to releasing information is that she is concerned about a weather catastrophe happening to destroy the tunnels and the underground towns, to destroy the evidence. So she's being very, very cautious about this. Listen, here's what I have to say about all this. You know, this idea of making people crazy and making people conspirators, I'm so done with it. Yes, there are crazies all over social media. Yes, there are conspirators that are, telling ridiculous stories. I understand that. Of course there are. But when somebody makes this serious of an accusation, it does not matter what you think. Like, we are not to shoot these people down because if there is any chance that this stuff is true, it is not for us to be turning our back on it. It's not for us to be making those talking about it wrong. I'll use an example. There's a girl on TikTok right now talking about being trafficked. Um, I don't believe her. I'm just going to be straightforward. I don't believe her. Like, she's laughing, she's acting nonchalant. The look in her eyes is quite nefarious to me. Nothing within me feels like she's legit. However, I would never in a million years tell her that she's wrong or tell her that she's lying because these are too serious of accusations. Like, in case I happen to be wrong, um, I'm not going to do that to somebody who could be telling the truth. So I kind of live by this code when it comes to stuff like this. We need to hear people. We need to hear them no matter what. We need to hear them, and that's the beauty of social media. Um, any day I'll believe people on social media over the scripted news narrative. That doesn't mean I believe everyone on social media. It doesn't mean that I don't understand that there's a lot of crap, and it doesn't mean that I think that every part of social media is good. I don't. I see the downfalls of it, but um, it's high time that we start hearing each other. It's high time that we start becoming aware of this. Usually, when I ask Source about what do we do about the corruption on the planet, the thing that I always usually hear is take your business and your attention away from the people causing it. That's what I usually hear. In this particular situation, that is not what I'm hearing from them. Um, what I'm hearing from them is we need to actually not ignore this one. They're not saying, focus on it and get upset about it, but they are saying it's important that you guys actually start seeing this for what it is because this one needs to be uprooted. And when I ask them, okay, so then what do we do about it? The answer that I keep getting is that um, we're living on a free will planet right now. And so Source cannot actually insert their will here. They have to have our cooperation. So they have to have us kind of working in tandem with them. And so what they've told me is that the best thing that you guys can do is you can continue to raise your vibration. They said if you raise your vibration to a certain frequency on this planet, they said that the people that are participating in these disgusting acts that are capable of trafficking, they will not be able to stay here because they will not be able to maintain the frequency of the planet if you guys raise your vibration high enough. And so that is something that I think that we can all continue to work on and even be even more driven towards given this situation. The other thing that we can do is we can certainly envision a world where children are safe and treated like gold, and this doesn't exist. And we can also send our light to those children that are still currently being abused. Um, it's, you know, I think a lot of us never dreamed that people like this would be controlling the planet or controlling this planet, but it is what it is, and it's time for us to actually take it back and really take this seriously. There's nothing deeper and darker than this one, and we owe it to our children. One of the things I am going to bring up is that there are a lot of people posting about the hurricane situation. I've talked about this before. um, they are now saying that the Red Cross is pulling their resources out of that area. I did go check that on the Red Cross website, and it does look like that's what's happening. And that's not really the biggest problem. Most of the people that post videos say they haven't really been doing anything anyway, neither FEMA nor the Red Cross. Um, but what I am hearing is that as the Red Cross is pulling out of those areas, there are people posting about how um, CPS, Child Protective Services, is going into these areas now, and they're telling parents, if you cannot prove that you have a stable roof for your child, we're going to take them. Um, that I, you can see I'm speechless. Can you imagine being in a hurricane situation and you know, losing everything and then being told that your child is going to be taken from you? I I hope we can take CPS's word on this, that they're really trying to help the children. I hope to God these children are reunited with their parents. But given what we are now learning about the trafficking situation on this planet, you connect the dots. I'm not saying that I know for sure that's what's going on. This is all just, you know, what a lot of us are feeling. We can't really say what we want to say online about this too much, but um, I don't think I've ever been so speechless or upset by what I heard when I've been watching these videos. And I've tried to go online and see if it's legit. Um, I always tend to believe people over the news, but and over Google and Bing, but I wanted to go online and see what was being said about this, and I can't find it. I can't find any information. That is one thing I've noticed about Google and Bing, is that it just there's not the information on there that there used to be, and a lot of it is very dishonest. So I don't know for sure. I'm not there, but I know that there are lots of posts about this, and it's time to get rid of this. I mean, if I was a parent and I was in that situation, I'd lose it. I'd be shot. Like you can't do stuff like that to people. Um, anyhow, I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer here. I know this is a deep video. I know that this is a really hard, deep, dark subject, but I have been encouraged not to ignore it. There are people literally risking their lives to expose this information. I can certainly come on here and tell you about what I'm seeing. What I'm hearing from source. And, again, the power is in our hands. I think now is the time to really start using our energy to clear this one up more than any other subject out there. This is what deserves the majority of our good work and our good energy. And, it's time for us to actually start being proactive about this and not burying our head about this. So anyway, I know that was a deep video. Thank you for listening to the end if you got there. And again, if you have things to share around creating new systems, around spirituality, around making the world better, I'd love to hear from you. Please email blowingsolutionswideopen@gmail.com or let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on another video. I promise the next one will be lighter. Take care.